How's your thirst for adventure, Captain?
Unquenchable.
And then I put trash bags around them to ensure that the duct tape wouldn't get water. Focus on keeping calm.
Hi, welcome to Comedy Parenting Radio. My name is Jerry Begley, and this is the only show that uses slinkies for tin can telephones. Think about that for a moment. You can go long distance with those. We got the guys up in the studio here, and today we're going to be talking about experimental watercraft, something pretty interesting. You're going to want to know all about it, but folks, don't try this at home. We'll be right back.
I don't believe it. My bonfires are gone. They're gone.
You're kidding.
Nope, they're gone. They're gone.
Okay, all right. Think about it. Where did you have them last?
I remember I was home, then I took them, and then I spent them on that vacation to
the forest.
Then I bought this miniature suit of armor I saw in the in-flight magazine.
And that's the last you saw of your savings?
Yes.
Humans can be a little weird at times.
I know, right?
Weird? Not really. Not saving now means no money later. You'd be surprised how quickly a little money from every paycheck can really add up. Put away a few bucks, feel like a
refreshing 52 degrees, man.
For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to givebeef.org. That's .org.
Smokey Bear is cool, though. Oops. I think I broke its gauntlet.
You broke my favorite part.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Smokey Bears and the Ad Council.
Comedy.
Parenting.
Radio.
Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor. Shave his belly with a rusty razor early in the morning. Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises. Way hey and up she rises early in the morning.
Okay, we're back with Comedy Parenting Radio, and we just had a pretty unique boat launching today. Before we get to that, I want to introduce Elijah, my son over there. How you doing, Elijah?
Well, pretty good. I don't have that sinking feeling anymore.
No, and this was your boat, right?
Yes.
Elijah made a boat made out of what?
Milk jugs and water jugs. 1 gallon.
1 gallon jugs. How on earth did you ever come up with an idea that you could actually go floating on milk jugs and water jugs?
Well, I originally got the idea of building a boat out of bottles from a YouTube video, but that was made completely out of bottles, and they had a leaf blower.
What kind of bottles?
Soda bottles.
So they used soda bottles. You used milk and water gallon jugs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, and then I just decided that I wanted to go try to and build a boat. And actually what inspired me to do this was because there was actually a boat at the bottom of our lane that said free on it, and I wanted it, but
Dad wouldn't let you have it,
yeah.
Huh? Free boat with a trailer, and I wouldn't let you have a boat. So you made one.
Yep.
Joshua, when did he start making this thing?
He started about 2 weeks ago.
And what did he do to start?
He started collecting milk jugs and water jugs.
You know, I'm here and I'm saying, hey, you guys, you got to wash out these milk jugs. You can't just leave empty milk jugs laying around the house, right, Josiah?
Right.
And actually, I would sometimes, if the milk jugs got dents in them, or I would have to blow them back up, and I hated the milk jugs because it reeked of rotten milk.
You're supposed to rinse them out.
I would rinse them out
Okay.
as best as I could, and then it'd still reek.
Yeah.
Did you have a design?
Yes, originally I was going to have it 2 layers of milk jugs deep.
Tall? Like too tall?
Yeah, too tall lying down.
And so did you do any experiments to see how much a milk jug would hold?
Well, I estimated that they would hold around 10 pounds. So, but later on I had a friend tell me that since a milk jug weighs 8 pounds when it's filled, with 1 gallon of stuff, then it can hold 8 gallons without going under. It's kind of
Is that scientific, Josh?
Questionably.
Okay, you're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio. We're talking about Elijah's milk jug boat, experimental watercraft. We'll be right back.
Ranger Station.
Hi, I want to report a bear sighting.
Location.
My front door. It was Smokey Bear. My husband was burning leaves in the yard. He just came inside for a second.
Never leave a fire unattended. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave.
Smokey said that too.
We go way back. I knew him when he was just a cub.
How cute.
If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Brought to you by Smokey Bear, the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
You're listening to Comedy Parenting.
Stop imitating Fezzik, and I mean it.
Does anybody want to do that?
Police stop my car. Police stop my car. The police made me stop. Walk a straight line and blow a balloon up. Police stop my car. Police stop my car. The police made me stop. Walk a straight line and blow a balloon up.
We're back with experimental watercraft, talking about Elijah's milk jug boat. So you figured out it was going to hold you, huh? And you figured out how many of these things you would need?
Well, at first I estimated that I would need 20 of them. And I just wanted 20, and originally that was going to come to 200 pounds. But that actually, since it holds 8 pounds, it comes to 160. So I ended up with 20, and yeah.
Tell me how you built this boat, Elijah.
Well, what I did was I would take milk jugs about 4 wide and tape them all together.
What kind of tape?
Duct tape. And then I put trash bags around them to ensure that the duct tape wouldn't get water on it. And then I stuck them all to the boat and used paracord to...
What's paracord?
Well, it's parachute cord.
Pretty strong stuff.
Yes.
And you strapped it to the board?
Yes, I would weave it like a shoelace on the board, across the board with the milk jugs so that it would hold it down.
Where were you going to launch it?
We have a pond around here that's not very large, and it's only about, I'm guessing, 8 feet deep in the deepest part. And I was going to launch it there.
Okay, so tonight you launched your boat. I came home from work. You threw the boat into the back of the van. We all piled in, along with some other well-wishers, and headed down to the pond, didn't we?
Yep.
What were you thinking when we parked there by the pond?
Well, actually, I was thinking, I hope this is a good place to take off, because I don't want to get on it and it just sink right here. Because I don't want it to go out there and automatically go down 4 feet in a very short distance.
Right.
I'd also like to note that this board is about 4 feet, less than 4 feet long, and about 2.5 feet wide.
Okay, with milk jugs underneath it. Picture that. So, what did we put on you for safety?
So you took a pool noodle and wrapped it around my waist.
Not just any pool noodle. It was like the big, heavy-duty pool noodles, like twice as thick as normal.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you had like a floaty around your waist.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so...
And what else did he do with it?
You put ropes over my shoulders and made it like suspenders.
Yeah, so you had this pool noodle around you with little suspenders to hold it up. Looked really cool.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay, so now you're climbing onto this thing. How'd it go?
Well, I took off my socks and shoes.
You took off your cowboy boots. Boy, those are good for swimming.
I know. And then I walked out there, and I was trying to get on very slowly, because when I first got on, the entire raft back was sinking. And so then I carefully got on my knees, and then
Ever so slowly.
Yes. Took me an entire 15 seconds to get on.
And you sat down, and we were amazed that you weren't sinking already.
Mm-hmm.
You were floating.
Well, the raft is rated for 160 pounds, so...
But it was very tipsy.
Yes.
Because you're up in the air above milk jugs.
It also didn't help that he was using extremely thin plywood, so it was bending down rather well.
And I got on there, and as you're sitting there, it is so topsy-turvy, you want to barely move. So it's very hard to paddle, because like sometimes you'll bring the paddle to the other side and almost fall in.
Well, we thought, like, when you first crawled on, you almost went over.
Yep, but I didn't.
Okay, you're listening to Comedy Parenting Radio. We're talking about Elijah's milk jug boat. We'll be right back.
We don't need a motor. We don't need a sail. And we don't need no fins or gills. And we don't need a tail. Let's just keep it simple. We'll each get an oar. Paddle out to no man's lake and float.
Sure, humans can be a little weird at times. But take it from me, I'm a dog. And a person is about the best thing that can happen to a shelter pet. So if you want to learn how you can be that person, get down to your local pet shelter or visit theshelterpetproject.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
You are listening to Comedy Parenting Radio with your host, Jared Begley.
The boatmen dance, the boatmen sing, the boatmen do most anything. When the boatman gets to shore, he rows his boat out on a dancing floor. Hi-ho, the boatman.
I might point out to the people here that the pond that you're at is at 8,000 feet elevation. It's fall in the Rocky Mountains, and there's snow on the mountain peaks surrounding you.
Mm-hmm. And I have my heels in the water. And
So in other words, people, he's taking an ice bath.
If he goes in, he would be, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking an ice bath with his feet at any rate.
Sure, his feet are dangling in the cold, cold water.
Yep. And so then I just start to slowly paddle out there. As I was getting out towards the deep end, I just started just getting slightly worried, and and it wasn't helping with my balance, so I wasn't exactly staying calm, and I just started heading back towards shore until I was able to get my nerves under control, because I did not want to take a cold, icy drink.
Yeah.
And so then I just finally turned around, and I wouldn't look down at all, and I just focus on keeping calm, and I made it out there about 120 feet.
But if you guys can picture this, here's Elijah out in this cold mountain pond just right before dark, before dark, paddling around, sitting on a piece of plywood held up by milk jugs.
Anyways, as I was getting out there, I was told that I needed to come back because I was running out of rope. So before I could even turn around, someone just started pulling me back, and that is the scariest feeling, to not have any control over where you are going, because it's better if you can control anything, because you can control when you're being pulled backwards. The back likes to dip in, and
So we stopped that, and we just let you paddle back to shore.
Yep.
And you were up here in this cold mountain pond. Boy, you didn't go in the water. We couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it either.
Do you think you're going to improve on that boat, or just scrap it and start over entirely different?
No, I don't. I think I'm going to wait until summer and then come up with a new boat design. But for this fall, since I don't really have time, and I was rushing this boat so that the lakes wouldn't freeze over, I think it was a pretty good success. Well, actually, if I had had more time, I was originally going to find some junk bicycle and just take the back wheel and the pedals off of it so that I could sit on my boat and pedal.
If you had done that, I guarantee 100% that you would be pedaling upside down underwater. You would have flipped over.
Yep, probably. I need stabilizers.
You need some serious pontoon action, man.
Okay, you've been listening to Comedy Parenting Radio, talking about experimental watercraft, Elijah's Milk Jug Armada. Thanks for coming up in the studio tonight, guys.
You're welcome.
I just slithered on in here.
And when you guys go,
yes,
would you mop up all of that rotten milk that's on the floor, please?
I'll get the broom
and the mop.
Bye-bye.